Consider Senate Bill number 1982 under Committee Report number 48, Mr. President.
1982.
Yes, this is the excise
Consideration.
tax.
Yes.
Yeah, the priority
Consideration of the measure. Any objection? Hearing none. Consideration is in order.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, may I recognize the sponsor, Senator Pia Cayetano, and to interpolate our distinguished colleague and Deputy Majority Floor Leader, Senator Risa. Do you want to go ahead, sir? Sir Ping? Hi. May I ask for a minute suspension, Mr. President?
Yes, I will not entertain your motion first and suspend the
Yes,
the
thank you,
session
Mr.
for a
President.
few minutes. The original roll call was called. There were only 19 members present. Just for the record, not 20 as originally mentioned. All right, now, Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, to sponsor the measure, we recognize Senator Pia Cayetano, and to interpolate is our Senate President pro tempore, Senator Panfilo Lacson.
Senator Pia Cayetano, the chairperson of the Committee on Ways and Means, is recognized, and to interpolate, Senator Ping Lacson, the President pro tem.
Thank you, Mr. President. I only have one issue or concern to take up because I believe this was not discussed during the committee hearings. And this is for practical reason, Mr. President. Now, if the distinguished lady sponsor will care to listen, Mr. President.
Yes, Mr. President, we would love to hear what His Honor would like to share with us. But may I also ask for a little bit of silence? Or maybe the mic can be, the volume can be increased. It's not as loud here.
Yes, may we ask the technical department to put more volume to the microphones of the two senators.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Now, Mr. President, for purposes of monitoring and other reportorial requirements leading up to the eventual implementation of the mandated reduction due to the suspension of excise tax, how much time after the 1 month period that the $80 price of the Dubai crude oil based on the MOPS has kicked in, would the consumers actually feel the effect of the reduction of pump prices, meaning sa mga gasoline stations, Mr. President? Yeah. I asked that question, Mr. President, because of practical reality. No? For example, assuming that from June 1 to June 30, kasi yung 1 month period, pumalo ng $80 per barrel yung Dubai price, ano, or more. Ang presyo, surely, hindi naman effective July 1, reflected na agad sa mga gasoline stations ang bawas ng presyo. Why? Because the DBCC will have to meet, will make the recommendation to the President, and then probably following the same route down the line, all the way to the final implementation to be undertaken by individual gas stations, yun yung gusto ko malaman, ano yung period na mako-consume before ma-feel ng mga consumers yung epekto ng reduction ng fuel price.
Mr. President, as we're asking DOF to give us a response, DOF and DOE, the response coming from this representation is, number one, thank you for that question. I think it's very important para sa mga kababayan natin kasi certified as urgent po ito. So pag pinasa natin to today, tapos I can tell you now na right now, yung average, no, based dun sa formula na nandun sa bill natin, lumagpas na talaga nung $80 per barrel. So, pag pinasa natin to, tapos may process din naman po ito before it becomes a law, right? Siyempre, expected ng mga kababayan natin, maramdaman nila dahil pinasa na natin. Tapos, after we pass it, there's a big chance na ang maririnig natin, kasi yung stock na nandun sa kanila, sa mga oil companies, nabili na nila, nabayaran na nila, so uubusin pa nila yon. Alam naman ho natin na yan ang maririnig nating sagot eh. So tama ho talaga yung tanong nyo na, so kailan nila mararamdaman? O ngayon, aantayin po natin yung sagot ng experts. Because
I'm not even referring to that, Mr. President.
Hindi pa ho ba yun?
It is after we pass this bill into law,
Yes.
finally approved by the President and ready for implementation. Ang tanong ko po is, 1 month yung period para magkuha ng average. No? I understand weekly yung ginagawa nilang monitoring. Pero still, it will take them 1 month to determine kung pumalo na siyang $80 or more. And then after that, magmi-meet pa yung DBCC. After their meeting, they will still make or submit their recommendation to the President, and then ikakaskade pa yan, pababa, all the way hanggang gasoline stations. Ang tanong ko po, how much more time is needed para, even after the 1 month period, na na-determine na more than $80 or $80 or more, gano'ng katagal pa yung administrative flow ng yung mga requirements, no? Para tuluyan ng ma-reflect sa mga pumps ng mga gasoline stations?
I'll break down the response, Mr. President, kasi first of all, the wording of the bill says that once itong average has reached or exceeded $80 per barrel for 1 month immediately preceding the issuance of the suspension or reduction order. So let's just say pagpasa nga natin ito, everything it's already a law, and there has already been a recommendation by the DBCC based on the 1 month preceding. So if the trend continues now, meron na ho tayo no na 1 month preceding it has already exceeded $80. So that's the first thing I'm establishing. Na in terms of if itong discussion po natin ngayon is already happening in the DBCC and a decision has been made, pasok na ho itong factor na to na pwede
but
na ho
we
yung
have not-
89.
We have not yet enacted this into law.
Yeah, no, I'm using it as an example, sir.
Yeah.
I'm using it as an example na if today the law had already been passed and you and I in fact are the DBCC members who are
On the
now
assumption that
looking at
naipasa
it.
na.
Opo,
Okay.
opo, yeah. Thank you for that clarification. Ang point ko is napasa na, tapos tiningnan nila, uy, as of now, nag-exceed na ng $80 per barrel, then they decide to recommend. So they have recommended it already. Yun yung first step na kinakla. So pasok na yun ngayon. That is the part na sagot ko po dun sa batas. Hindi yan agad mararamdaman kahit na i-announce. So what is the estimate? Like, do they keep a supply of 5 days, 10 days, 30 days? Or nobody knows?
That's exactly my point, Mr. President.
So-
We do not know that, no?
So that answer, Mr. President, yun na ho yung sagot. Kasi mula nung tinanong nyo how many minutes has passed, hindi pa ho ako mabigyan ng clear answer. Basically, walang makakapagsabi for sure kung kailan. Pero range man lang.
Yeah, at least
like
they can
5
estimate.
days, 10 days,
Yeah.
30 days. Importante ho yung tanong nyo kasi at the end of the day, it's how people will perceive this, the value to them of this passage of the bill. And if I may just add and fill in the silence as we wait for the answer, this is 136 billion of foregone revenue.
What?
So kailangan maramdaman ng tao.
Yes. While waiting for the response, Mr. President, ituloy ko na yung aking...
So may sagot na po tayo, Mr. President. Pero baka gusto nyo pong umupo lahat kasi what we have been discussing in the hearing and in caucus is what is the value of this foregone revenue to our people. Okay? And ang tanong nyo is when will they feel it? Ang sagot po ay around 30 to 45 days.
wow. After the 1 month period.
After the
Ng monitoring.
Yes, after the decision has been made. So
Yes.
the monitor, there are the numbers are there for the recommendation to be made 30 to 45 days after the
So,
suspension.
the people or the consumers will have to wait for 2 months and 15 days.
30 to 45 days. Hindi po.
Yun
1
yung
month.
administrative.
1 to 1.5.
After the 1 month period.
Pero yung 1 month period, sir, kasi can happen immediately because it's the past 30 days eh. So from the time na ma-authorize natin sila and the going rate now, meron na silang 30 days data. Meron na eh. So from the time that this becomes a law, they could potentially suspend the excise tax.
But, Mr. President, it is so provided under this measure na 1 month period yung kailangan mag-monitor sila ng average price na $80 or more.
Yes, sir. Pero that includes the preceding. So as we speak, kasama tong mga araw na to. Hindi natin kailangan ipasa tapos saka sila magbibilang ng 30 days. Kasama po ang immediately preceding. Even while
Then
the law
we're
was...
already implementing a law that has not been passed.
No, you are looking at the data in the immediately preceding days, and the law is clear. As long as clear ho yan sa batas na what 30-day period are we looking at. His Honor can make a recommendation. Wala naman hong problema yon if His Honor wants it to be in the next 30 days. But so far, ang ano natin is not prospective. We are monitoring the last 30 days. So immediate naman po ang action because as we discuss the law, the price is going up.
Yes, if my understanding is correct or accurate, do you mean to say that they are already starting to monitor right now?
Yes, sir. Of course, yes, sir. That is
That's my
accurate,
point.
Mr. President.
Wala pa yung batas, ini-implement na natin kasi nagmo-monitor na
Ay, hindi
sila.
po. They cannot implement because we have no law that authorizes any suspension, but it is their job to monitor. Job naman po ng DOE yun. Nasa batas naman po nasa mandate po ng DOE for them to monitor.
Okay, I will not belabor that point, but ang proposal ko po is, kung kaya, no, baka pwedeng i-clear natin yung 1 month period to 2 weeks para mas mabilis. Say, in 2 weeks time, nag-average siya ng $80 or more sa yung Dubai crude oil per barrel, ano? So baka pwedeng after 2 weeks, maggawa na sila ng recommendation because these are extraordinary times. Hindi ito yung normal na nag-COVID o kaya medyo tumaas lang yung presyo ng langis. But, you know, we don't even know how much more the world price of crude oil will rise, ano? Will increase because of the Iran situation. So ang suggestion ko po at the proper time, of course, no, iksiyan natin yung 1 month period because in the House version and in the Senate version, it's both 1 month period of monitoring and averaging. Baka naman pwedeng isaan natin ng 2 weeks. After 2 weeks na nag-average siya ng $80 or more, mag-recommend na sila sa Presidente, mag-meet na yung DBCC, mag-recommend na sila sa Presidente para mas mabilis yung effect.
Actually, Mr. President, the response from the resource persons is that 30 days is really the standard monitoring period that they use. And it is irrelevant or unnecessary to shorten because it is always better to have a bigger range, no? And that time is ticking already. So like I said, Mr. President, if this becomes a law in 3 days, they already have a 30-day. It will kick in anyway. It will
Mr.
kick
President, with all due respect, 2 weeks is not irrelevant. No? It has a big effect on the consumers. Yung 2 weeks na matitipid mo sa pagkarga ng gas, malaking bagay po yun.
Mr. President, His Honor and I have the same intention for the consumers to feel the benefit of the law at the soonest possible time. The only reason this representation used the word irrelevant is because at this moment that formula has already kicked in. We already have the 30-day data. Wala na hong reason po na gawing 15 days because we have the 30-day data now, Mr. President.
Yeah.
So
I
whether we use 15 days or 30 days, the data is already available and it has already breached the $80 mark. So mararamdaman na ho ng consumer yon in the soonest possible time, given the limit, regardless po kung 15 or 30 days, it will kick in already. Yun lang po sinasabi natin.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. Anyway, I'm just coming from, you know, yung intent and purpose of this measure, yung mapakinabangan agad ng mga consumers. Kaya gusto ko sana kung maiksian natin yung for future reference, ano? Not necessarily now because as we speak, sabi nyo nga nagmo-monitor na. But for future monitoring and reporting, making recommendations and all, makakaiksi tayo ng 2 weeks or 15 days.
Mr. President, ang nakikita po natin, no, for the first instance that the power will be invoked, whether we give them 1 week or 2 weeks, pasok na ho. Yun naman yung point ko. Whether 1 day, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, pasok na. Ang importance yata po ng suggestion nyo is if it is if the prices go down, so the suspension is lifted.
Correct. That's my point,
And
Mr.
then there
President.
would be another.
Another month.
Then yun ho, pwede ho, I would say na at least eye to eye, nagkakaintindihan po tayo na
Yes.
ba't mag-aantay ng isang buwan. Sa akin po, wala hong problema yon. Tanungin lang natin sa mga resource persons natin. So, for the following, the succeeding invocation of the suspension,
Yeah.
I understand his Honor's point na immediate sana ang desisyon, hindi mag-aantay ng, kunyari, on the second week, eto na, ang taas-taas na, mag-aantay pa tayo ng day 15, day 16, day
Yes,
18,
Mr.
day
President.
20.
Halimbawa, bumaba nga siya ng average ng $80, ano? Nasa 79. So, nag-average siya for one month ng 79.90, sabihin na natin. So, siyempre, ire-restore yung excise tax, hindi na effective yung suspension. And then, the following, the succeeding month, instead na we'll wait for another month, gawin nating 2 weeks para mas maikli yung, para mas mabilis yung maramdaman ng consumers. That's exactly my point, Mr. President.
So to be clear, Mr. President, it works both ways. Pati ho yung pagbalik ng sin tax, it's only sin tax. My favorite tax, sin tax. Para ho bumalik ang excise tax na nasuspend, kailangan din ng 1 month. Kasi safety din naman yon na hindi naman automatic na babalik ang sin tax. Na mababalik ang excise tax.
Hindi.
1 month din yon bago ibalik.
Yes. In fairness to the tax collectors, ano? In fairness to the government's efforts sa tax collection, extend na rin natin yung period na yon from 1 month to 2 weeks din. Na ma-restore yung excise tax.
Yeah.
So it can work both ways.
Yeah, Mr. President, I truly understand His Honor's concern. We want to be, on our feet. Pareho tayo, Mr. President. Gusto natin reactive tayo sa situations. But let me just put on record the reason why the DBCC, DOE, DOF are recommending 1 month. The 1 month average requirement is not meant to delay relief, but to ensure stability and predictability. Oil prices, by its very nature, is very volatile, spiking one day and dropping the next. If the government acted on every short-term fluctuation, excise tax rates would be constantly suspended and reinstated, creating confusion for consumers, businesses, and revenue planning. So, the recommendation is really, Mr. President, for a sustained 1 month average to make sure that the suspension responds to a genuine lasting trend and not a temporary swing. This protects fiscal stability while still providing relief when the burden is truly persistent. So it gives us a bit of ounce of predictability. I can understand also where they're coming from, Mr. President, kasi mahirap talaga para sa lahat yung, well, that is what causes confusion and panic, kasi akyat, baba. So that is the response from the...
I will not make this recommendation or suggestion kung walang Iran war. Kung iba lang yung circumstances, hindi po ako maggagawa ng ganitong suggestion. But, these are really extraordinary times, na pwede mag-spike hanggang 200 nga, sinasabi nila, yung per liter. Or $200 per barrel. Yan ang pinapredict ng iba, hindi ba?
Noted, Mr. President. We'll continue to talk to them and see if there is any change in the position
Anyway,
of the resource persons.
thank you
because
for the
at the end, it will be
response,
the
Mr.
decision
President.
of
Your Honor.
the body. Thank you, Mr. President.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Next to interpolate the measures, a distinguished Deputy Majority Floor Leader, Senator Pia Cayetano.
Senator
Senator Risa Cayetano.
Ontiveros.
Senator Risa Ontiveros.
Senator Risa Ontiveros is recognized.
Naguluhan ako sa kapatid niyang Pia Ontiveros. Nahalo-halo ko na, Mr. President. Pasensya na lang. Medyo matamlay ako today.
Salamat, Mr. President. Hindi ko lang alam kung pasasalamatan ko rin ang Majority Leader. Hindi po. Biro lamang po. Yes, makakarating po sa kapatid ko. So, okay. Good sponsor, maaari po bang magtanong ng ilang
Yes, of course, Mr. President.
clarificatory questions? Salamat po, gentle lady. So, Mr. President, ngayong araw, habang sinisimula natin pag-usapan ang pagsuspinde ng excise tax, patuloy na tumataas ang presyo ng produktong petrolyo para sa ating mga kababayan. I welcome all proposals that aim to give relief to Filipinos from rising fuel charges. Therefore, these questions. So una po, Mr. President, tama po ba yung narinig ko dun sa naunang interpelasyon ni Senate President Pro Tempore na kung maipasa natin itong pagsuspinde sa excise tax para sa mga produktong petrolyo, mga 2 hanggat 2.5 buwan total bago maramdaman ang epekto nito, Mr. President?
So from the time that the order to from the time that the executive makes that decision, it could reach 30 to 45 days kasi may stock na po ang mga oil companies, may nabili na sila. But as the days go on, mamomonitor naman natin yon kung paubos na yung stock nila ganun and they're now buying without the excise tax then may chance naman na mas sooner mararamdaman.
Okay. So mga 1.5 buwan or less, Mr. President. 30
Yes,
to 45
that's the
days.
response, Mr.
Okay.
President.
And then, maaari ba ninyong ibahagi, good sponsor, kung magkano naman ang range na maibabawas nito sa presyo ng langis?
So kaya nga, it's not a direct subtraction because of the formula. Mr. President, ang tanong nyo is ano yung range ng ibababa, no?
Opo.
Okay. So bigyan ko tayo, let's look at some prices right now. These are estimated prices for March 17 to 23. Gamitin na lang natin yung gasolina muna, no?
Okay.
76 pesos and 30 centavos to 91 pesos and 60 centavos. So pagka pumasok na ho yung suspension, ang excise tax kasi sa gasolina is 10 pesos. But hindi it's not a simple minus 10 pesos kasi 'di ba marami ho ang dinadagdag. The excise tax is based on may formula po 'yon eh. So ang magiging price range ngayon ng without excise tax is 63. The range is now 63.40 to 75. Yun naman yung expected na range ng gasolina. Gusto nyo ho sa diesel din?
Yes, kung maaari. So,
Okay.
but so far, what we have is posibleng 13 pesos ang mababawas sa presyo ng gasolina. Given 76 to 91 pesos ngayon, pero with the suspension ng excise tax, pwedeng mabili siya ng publiko at 63. So, mga 13 pesos po ang maibabawas, at least for gasolina, Mr. President.
Just checking the numbers, Mr. President, because I have numbers but it looks slightly different from the numbers of DOF. So hindi ko na gagamitin yung range nung nandun. Sa inyo din naman galing yan. So ano gagamitin ko? For gasoline. Okay. 11.2. Okay. So, Mr. President, kindly disregard my earlier response. According to DOF, for gasoline, the decrease will be 11.2 pesos.
Okay.
And for diesel, the decrease will be 6 pesos and 72 centavos, Mr. President,
For
per
diesel.
liter.
Okay po. So, kung mababawas yung mga 11 pesos sa presyo ngayon ng gasolina, which right now ranges 76 to 91 pesos, so posibleng with the suspension ng excise tax, bababa at least to 65 pesos per liter ang
Yes,
gasolina,
roughly,
Mr.
yes,
President.
Mr. President, yes.
And ang diesel rather naman po ay
So I'll give you
posibleng
the
bumaba
range.
by
It's
6.
88.95
Okay.
to 114.90, and ang ibababa niya is 6.72, less 6.72.
Okay po. So maaring bumaba ang diesel hanggang 82 pesos.
Yes, Mr.
Per
President.
liter, Mr. President. Salamat po. And within 1 to 1.5 months. So, Mr. President, kapag tuloy pong tumaas ang presyo ng bentahan sa pandaigdigang pamilihan, well, aabot sa punto na halos palabas pa lang sa garahe yung mga jeep at tricycle natin ay lugi na sila. Na-estimate na po ba ng mga departments kung ilan ang inaasahang tumigil sa mga operasyon nila, sa mga jeep na to, sa mga tricycle na to, sa susunod na linggo kung walang agarang solusyon, Mr. President?
So, Mr. President, we have a total of 361,000 public transport operators, no, from bus, minibus, jeepney, UV taxi, mga transport service, including school transport service. So, kalahatan na po yan. Yan ang affected. As to kung ilan ang titigil, wala pang nagbibigay sa akin ng information na yun. But I understand her Honor's question kasi dun sa sponsorship speech po natin kahapon, meron din tayong numbers na binigay na yun nga, yung parang nasa kalagitnaan pa lang ng araw ng isang jeepney driver, mag-aabono na siya ng 600 pesos. So, similar dun sa tanong nyo at sa concern nyo na parang palabas pa lang siya, parang running on a deficit na kasi nga ang mahal-mahal na talaga.
Running on a deficit, Mr. President, kaya't ngayon pa lang nababalitaan na natin na lalo na yung mga jeepney at tricycle drivers natin, halos bumibili na lang ng diesel nila by the bottle.
Yes, opo.
Dahil
Totoo
hindi
po
po
yan.
talaga sila
Like,
makahabol.
napapadalas yung ano nila pag,
Yes.
pag refuel nila because parang pag pumasok yung kita nila sa, let's say, the first 2 hours, saka pa lang sila magpapa-refuel dahil hindi na nila kayang magpa-full tank dahil sobrang taas.
Sabi nga
Totoo
po,
yan.
na-overhear ko nga po si Deputy Minority Leader, baka wag naman sana umabot ang araw by sachet.
Ay, wag
Ang
naman.
pagbili, tingi-tingi. Yun yung gusto nating maunahang talagang extreme situation, Mr. President. Sa pagsirit nitong presyo ng langis, kakain din ang kita ng mga jeep. Kakailanganin din bang mag-aproba ang mga ahensya ng karagdagang singil sa jeep? And kung oo, Mr. President, magkano po?
Sorry po, ano po yung tanong?
Magkano po, if ever, aabot yung kakailanganing dagdag na singil sa jeep pag nagpatuloy yung kasalukuyang sitwasyon? Yung pasahe po, Mr. President.
Mr. President, DOTR announced a 1 peso fare hike for regular jeeps and 2 pesos for modern jeeps.
1 peso for regular, 2 pesos for modern.
Yeah.
Ayon po sa mga...
Per kilometer po yun.
Yes. Ayon po sa mga transport co-ops ng mga jeepney, Mr. President, usually po ang practice nila ay sa pagtaas ng bawat 10 piso per litro, kakailanganin nilang itaas sana yung pasahe nila by 1 peso para lang maka-keep up sila sa current level ng gastos nila at maka-sustain din sila nung kinikita nila sa araw-araw para buhayin yung mga pamilya nila. Sabi po nila, Mr. President, ngayon pa lang nagmahal na ng 50 pesos ang diesel. So, sa ideal scenario nila, sana makapagdagdag po sila ng pasahe ng 5 piso. Tapos iniintindi pa nila yung mga mananakay. Ayaw sana nilang itaas ng ganong level ang pasaheng sisingilin nila. Kaya lang, pag hindi ganon ang kanilang ginawa, sa kabila ng pagtaas ng presyo per litro ng diesel, hindi talaga magdudugtong-dugtong yung kikitain nila sa araw-araw. Kaya yung kanina rin po nating pinag-usapan, Mr. President, na ilan ang inaasahang tumigil sa mga operasyon, kailangang makwenta agad, makwenta kahapon ng mga departments. Ilan yon para rin po pagdating natin sa mga solusyon na isusulong pa natin sa Senado, targeted po sa bawat sektor na apektado. Kasama na po yung mga public transport operators and drivers. Unang-una na yung mga jeepney at saka tricycle drivers, Mr. President. And paano naman po yung mga TNVS riders natin? Kakailanganin din nila ng subsidy at social protection dahil kasama rin sila sa mga kinakain ang kita sa araw-araw, Mr. President.
Is there a question?
Yes, Mr. President. Paano naman po, pinaghahandaan na po ba yung mga departments, yung ating mga TNVS riders din po, bukod pa po sa jeepney and tricycle drivers, Mr. President? Or kasama na po ba sila sa 361,000 public transport operators?
So, Mr. President, the Palace has announced that through the SWD program on AIX, which will be coordinated with the DOTR and the LGUs, the first batch of distribution of 5,000 peso fuel subsidy in Metro Manila starts today, March 17. And this will be distributed to various drivers, including the TNVS.
Okay. Salamat, Mr. President. So, sakop na dito, at least sa NCR,
Yes, Mr.
jeepney
President.
drivers, tricycle
Yes.
drivers, TNVS
Yes.
riders. Salamat, Mr. President. So, matapos itong first round ng fuel subsidy, may plano bang magkaroon ng mga susunod na rounds para suportahan yung ating transport sector? Related to that, Gentle Lady, pwede po bang mag-submit ang DBCC sa opisina ko within the day sa pamamagitan ng sponsor yung available sources of financing and analysis once ipasa natin itong panukala, Mr. President?
Yes, Mr. President, we will request them to submit.
Thank you, good sponsor. Maisasama na po ba nila kung may planong susunod na rounds ng support sa ating transport sector?
Meron next, kasi roll out na lang.
Well, the announcement, Mr. President, was that this is the initial rollout, and it's rolling out in NCR. So, ideally, may kasunod pa ho yun based on the announcement.
At sa ibang mga rehiyon din,
Yes po.
Mr. President.
Yes.
All right, maraming salamat po. Now, Mr. President, the bill allows the President to extend the duration of the suspension of the excise tax. Sang-ayon po ba ang good sponsor na para magawa ito ng Presidente, kailangan niya ng sufficient factual basis na yung intended policies ng anumang suspension o reduction sa excise taxes ay actually achieving the purposes intended, Mr. President?
Yes, Mr. President.
Alright. So, may provisions na rin po dito sa bill natin na magkakaroon ng feedback sa Office of the President, factual basis for any, if ever, extension ng duration nitong suspension, Mr. President.
Yes, Mr. President, because the suspension can only be made based on the recommendations of DBCC, and that recommendations are based on actual numbers, Mr. President.
So, actual numbers ng achievement ng intended effects nitong suspension ng excise tax, Mr. President.
Yes, may reporting requirement po, Mr. President.
Ayun, okay. So, may reporting requirement. Ngayon, Mr. President, kaugnay na tanong dito sa the bill at hand, no, per se, naaral na rin po ba ng good sponsor ang posibilidad ng pagpasa ng supplemental budget Nag-file po ako ngayong araw ng Senate Bill 1986 na naglalayong magpasa ng isang supplemental budget para sa mas malawakang proteksyon para sa ating mga vulnerableng Pilipino. Tiningnan na rin po ba ng good sponsor ang ganitong posibilidad, Mr. President?
We welcome the possibility of having a supplemental budget, Mr. President, kasi these are extraordinary times and although we have been assured that merong initial funding to support our vulnerable sector, pag ganun kasama ang sitwasyon, kailangan talaga ng additional budget. So we welcome it, Mr. President.
Salamat, Mr. President. I think yung isang klarong indicator sa atin itong ganitong sitwasyon ay kung naalala ng good sponsor, yung pagdinig pa lang ng Senate Committee on Migrant Workers, sinabi na mismo ng Department of Migrant Workers, bago pa man natin itinanong yung pangangailangan sa supplemental budget, sinabi na ng DMW na noon pa lang ay humingi na sila sa Department of Budget and Management ng dagdag na pondo para naman dun sa OFW repatriation at reintegration. So, malamang yung ibang mga departments din ay nangangailangan ng ganito, lalo na sa mga apektadong sektor na pinag-uusapan natin. So hopefully, maging bukas o supportive din ang executive kapag tayo po ay nagsulong ng supplemental budget. Mr. President, tama rin po ba na hindi lang panandalian ang problemang ito sa langis? Kakailanganin din ba natin i-subsidize at suportahan ang pagpapalakas ng ating public transportation na mas mabebenepisyohan ng pangkaramihan, Mr. President?
So Her Honor is just asking if this representation supports a long-term plan to ensure sustainability in the transport sector? Is that basically
Yes,
the
Mr.
question?
President, dahil kung ang tingin ng good sponsor din ay hindi lang ito madaling krisis,
Ah, yes.
maaring tumagal
Oo,
pa.
definitely, Mr. President, definitely.
Alright. Salamat, Mr. President. At panghuli, well, paano din po natin i-allay yung takot ng ilang mga kritiko na pag sinuspinde natin yung excise taxes, ironically, matatanggalan natin ng isang importanteng source of funding precisely dun sa mga programa at subsidies na makakapagpagaan sa kondisyon ng mga hardest hit ng krisis na ito. Ang sabi nung ilan, baka mga mayayaman at dekotse lang daw ang makakabenepisyo sa panukalang ito at hindi ang tunay na nakararaming nangangailangan, Mr. President.
Well, ang unang tanong ninyo is kung may sapat na pondo na maiiwan kasi nga ang matatanggal na revenue dito to remove the excise tax, it is basically depriving the government of the revenue that would have definitely been collected. And the answer is yes. In this representation sponsorship speech, binanggit pa nga natin ang mga budget ng iba-ibang department, including yung sa PhilHealth na katumbas halos ng buong amount ng hindi nagkakalayo dun sa 136 kasi ang 136 billion ang expected na revenue collection for the excise tax on fuel. And then yung budget ng PhilHealth is 129 billion. Tapos meron din tayong binigay na halimbawa na ang budget ng DepEd ay 85 billion para sa construction and rehabilitation ng classroom. So definitely ho talaga merong tatamaan, imposibleng wala. Pero dun sa initial na pangtulong katulad nitong urgent na inilabas na subsidy dito sa NCR transportation sector, meron naman hong ganon. May pondo tayong nakalaan. But at some point, mangailangan ng additional funding and that's why open po tayo sa supplemental budget. Magko-cost cutting talaga, magbe-belt tightening talaga. That is to be expected, Mr. President.
Okay, salamat, good sponsor. Pahabol na tanong dun sa fuel subsidy. 2.5 billion pesos lang ang funding daw para sa fuel subsidy sa ngayon. So, may nahanap na bang dagdag na pang subsidy ang DBM para sa ating transport sector, Mr. President?
So, ano yung initial na ilalayas nila? Palang... okay. So, Mr. President, DSWD has 30 billion on standby for financial assistance for the most vulnerable. But I believe that a big part of that is targeted for the transportation sector, the drivers.
Salamat po, Mr. President. In closing, good sponsor, muli salamat po, Mr. President. I reiterate that I welcome all proposals that aim to ease the burden of rising fuel prices for every Filipino. However, when time is of the essence, more impactful and immediate solutions are needed, which is why I advocate for a supplemental budget that will, 1, directly fund additional fuel subsidies and service contracting for our PUV drivers and other transport workers. 2, provide agricultural subsidies to assist farmers and fisher folk for rising fertilizer, fuel, and production costs. And 3rd, support the repatriation and reintegration of our affected overseas Filipino workers who are most affected by the conflict in the Middle East. Maganda po ang panukalang suspendihin ang excise tax para pababain ang pasakit na kasalukuyang nararamdaman ng ating mga kababayan. Gayunpaman, kailangan pa rin ng sapat na safeguards para siguraduhin na tunay na kinakailangan ang suspension or reduction ng excise tax, which is why I will propose amendments at the proper time to the good sponsor. Mr. President, suspending taxes will not be enough. Ilang linggo bago natin mararamdaman ang epekto nito. Sabi nga kanina mula at least 2 hanggang 3 linggo. Kaya ang aking panawagan ay kailangan pa natin ipasa ang isang supplemental budget. Marami pong salamat muli, good sponsor, at maraming salamat po, Mr. President.
Thank you so much. The questions and the suggestions of Her Honor are very much appreciated.
Majority Leader.
Mr. President, next to interpolate is our distinguished colleague from Tarlac, and Pampanga, no other than Senator Rodante Marcoleta.
Senator Dante Marcoleta is recognized.
Salamat po, Mr. President. Mr. President, Madam Sponsor, we're facing a potential crisis in oil supply. Dahil nga po potential na crisis po ito, dapat po, tama po kaya na sabihin natin na kailangan po commensurate po yung solution po na dapat nating itapat sa namumuong krisis na ito.
Mr. President, I'm willing to accept questions. May I ask His Honor to repeat the question?
Yes, Mr. President, we are facing a potential crisis in oil supply, and this representation would like to ask that if it is also possible for us to be able to put up a solution commensurate to this potential crisis.
Well, the bill on the floor right now, Mr. President, is an approach that the administration has asked that we act on with urgency, so that our people would feel some kind of relief from the increased prices. So the effect of this bill would be, it was stated earlier during the interpellation of Her Honor Senator Risa, we responded that there would be around an 11 peso decrease in the gasoline prices and around 6 peso increase, 7.72 increase in the diesel prices per liter, Mr. President. So yan yung isa sa mga solutions na pinopropose po ng administration at hinihiling na ipasa natin agad-agad, Mr. President.
This is one of the solutions, Mr. President. There is no issue, there is no debate in that. But as the good Senator Risa also said, meron din siyang corresponding problem na ibibigay sapagkat yung para sa excise tax na ginagamit naman natin to protect our people, meron din corresponding problem na makikreate. Kaya po tinatanong ito kung meron pa tayong mas karapat-dapat na solusyon na maiisip. I'm thinking about supplying or I'm thinking about a measure that will supply our country under the circumstances of enough oil supply. Halimbawa po, Madam President, Mr. President, naisip niyo po bang tawagin natin yung ating JCEC, ito yung Joint Congressional Energy Commission, para po sa ganon mapag-usapan kung paano tayo makakakuha po ng langis sa iba't ibang kaparaanan. For example, Mr. President, I'm thinking about a tank-to-tank transaction. Ito po ay direktang pagkuha ng langis. Halimbawa, hindi na po natin gagaygayin yung Strait of Hormuz sapagkat talaga namang sinara na ng Iran yon. Dalawa pong posibilidad ang pwedeng mangyari, Mr. President. Siguro po, dumirekta tayo dyan sa refinery po ng Petronas. Yung Malaysia, kaibigan po natin yan. At yung isa po, kagaya po ng alam naman natin, ang Russia po nakakakuha direkta sa Rotterdam. Ginagamit po niya yung route dyan sa pagitan ng Korea at saka ng Japan. At siya po ay lalabas do sa Arctic Sea. Makakarating siya sa Rotterdam gamit po yung mga tanker, sariling tanker. Iyon po sana yung iniisip natin na ibang paraan, hindi lamang po yung excise tax. Alam ko pong makakatulong ng konti. Ngunit sa aking palagay, isang palliative lamang po ito eh. Makakatulong po, bakit hindi? Ngunit, meron din siyang isang problemang kikikreate. Kasi pag inalis natin ang excise tax, yun pong tinatapatan naman na tulong nito para sa ating mga kababayan, nawawala din. So parang na-offset lang. So ang iniisip ko po, Mr. President, sana po kung makatawag tayo ng, makonvene po ninyo ang JCEC, may patawag po natin ang mga kababayan nating mga supplier ng langis para mapag-usapan po yung mas malaki at malawak pong pamamaraan kung paano po natin magagawa ng paraan ang problemang ito.
Mr. President, maganda ho yung mga suggestion ninyo. I'm sure nakikinig din ho ang executive sa atin based dun sa hearing namin and mga discussions we've had on the side. Talagang marami silang ine-explore na possibilities po with different countries, different routes. They're doing that, Mr. President. At kung ano naman maitutulong ng Congress, both the Senate and the House, open naman po talaga tayo dyan for the suggestions so that collectively we can find solutions, Mr. President.
Yun nga po, Mr. President, kung makonvene po ninyo yung Joint Congressional Energy Commission, napakalaki pong step ito dahil mapapatawag po natin ang mga oil companies, yung kanila pong mga ginagamit na mga kaparaanan, iba't ibang kaparaanan, upang sa ganon ay maayos po natin ang namumuong problema ang kinakaharap ng ating bansa. Kahapon po, Mr. President, may kukwento ko po na nandun po ako sa South Korea. Alam po ninyo sa aking pagtatanong, naapektuhan din sila pero isang araw lang. They were able to adjust doon sa circumstansya po. Kaya ang dali po nilang ayusin ang kanilang problema. Hindi ko po nakuha masyado ang detalye dahil nagmadali po ako para makauwi ako sa araw na ito. Ngunit isang araw lang po ang itinagal. At sila po ay nakagawa kagad ng mga kaparaanan para maitama po nila o mai-adjust po nila yung pangangailangan nila sang-ayon po sa nagaganap na development sa Middle East. Yun po sana yung aking gustong malaman, Mr. President, Your Honor, kung nakahanda po kayong tawagin natin ang JCEC sa lalong madaling panahon, makapulong po natin silang lahat para sa ganon ay makita po natin yung pinaka-ultimong kaparaanan. Maring hindi po masyadong ideal, ngunit makatutulong po, hindi lamang po sa pagsuspende ng kabayaran ng excise tax. Maraming salamat po, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. Noted po yung suggestion ng ating kasamahan and we will coordinate with the House Energy Chairman to look into this possibility. Thank you. That's it.
Majority Leader.
Mr. President, there are no other members who listed to interpolate the measure. I move to close the period of interpellation, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, period of interpellation is closed.
Mr. President, I move that we open the period of amendments.
Period of amendments open. Senator Pia Cayetano is recognized to continue.
Maybe,
And Senator Bam Aquino?
yeah, there's a request from some colleagues that they're preparing the amendments, Mr. President. I move to suspend temporarily consideration and go back to it at a later hour, Mr.
All right.
Suspend consideration muna, Mr. President.
Suspend consideration in the meantime.
Yes, sir. While they're preparing the amendments.
Consideration is suspended.
Yeah. Thank you.